Okay, thank you so much for covering me. So, okay, so I'm going to try to share my screen again, so you can all see it, please. Okay, now I believe we are set. I hope so. You can see the screen, right?
Yep.
Excellent. So I believe I left in this part, right? Right.
Um,
Or do you want me to just
Just keep
start all
talking
again?
and then tell us when you're moving on.
well,
Slide.
have you already switched the? Yeah, have you already switched to the next slide? 'Cause it seems like it's still on the first slide for us.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah. That is
okay, this is
weird.
weird. Yeah, actually, because
You might. Oh, yeah, and it seems like some of the images are missing too for some reason. When you shared your screen, did you go share entire screen or share just this application?
no, just this application.
Oh, I
Like
see.
since, yeah.
Hmm. Oh,
Okay, this is weird. Yeah,
So
it
you
is. It is
guys
like
already
glitching.
okay.
follow along on your own copy of the slides, and then Jorge is just gonna tell us when he's moving on to the next slide.
Okay. Okay, I believe what I'm going to do is just share my whole screen. So
Okay, go for it.
okay, you can see it, right?
Yep, we can currently see it. And then.
Okay, I'm changing the slide.
Yep,
Can
perfect,
you see
perfect.
it on the stream?
Yep, it's working now. Yep, we're good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's begin in the introduction section. So, so, so now let's take a look at what we are going to cover today. Yes. So let's do like a quick introduction of the club. Now, most of you may already know who we are, but in any case, let's do this. We are UBC Game Dev. We are a student-run game development club focused on helping members learn how games are made. We also provide essential tools in helping members gather knowledge, do networking with industry people, yay, and start the game developer journey. We want to welcome you all once again, and as our slogan says, we want to grow your games from the ground up. And that's the website. Good. So let's go to the next slide, the areas. So continuing with the club introduction, we have 5 areas in which you can develop your skills, depending on your focus. First, we have the programmers area. Here you will learn coding and the technical part of how to develop a video game. Next, we have the artist area. Here, you will learn the key concept of how to create proper character design, concept art, visual effects, and much more. Next, we have the writers area. Here you will learn how to create a compelling and amazing story for your video game, including how to properly develop your video game as the story progresses. And of course, some of game dialogue as well. Next, we have the musician area. Here you will learn music theory, how to create songs, and also sound design. And last but not least, the business area, where you will learn the business side of a video game, which are the marketing side, publishing, and so on. Now, have you decided your role? I know it can be a little overwhelming, but each area is a key factor when developing your game, so choose wisely. Now, let's go to the next slide. The game development. Now let's begin with the important part of this workshop. Game development. What is game development? In short, it's the art of creating games. It describes the design, development, and release of a game. It may involve concept generation, design, build, test, and release. Let's watch a couple of videos, well, in this case, GIFs. First, so we can get a quick glimpse of how the big ones in the industry make this happen. First, let's go and see Pokemon. First, we have the Pokemon development. We can see how they draw, model, plan, and design the whole setup, contrasting with EA in the development of FIFA, where they need to use motion capture technology in order to make the animation more realistic, as you can see right here. All of them are phases of the game development. But what is the proper structure? Let's find out. Now, on to the next slide. Oh yes, the pre-production stage. My favorite stage and the most fun one, or so I believe. This is where the brainstorm and creation starts. Do you already have an idea? Write it down. Maybe you have already created a character? Write it down also. Basically, write everything down first. Doing this, you are in the very first step, the concept phase. Amazing. You just need to write down your ideas, or as the way I do it, scream them to the wind while I'm struggling to create the world. The next step is the prototype. Here, you need to see if your idea is going to work. Everything you wrote. You need to start thinking if it will work, connecting the dots, and so on. And the final step of this stage, the true pre-production phase, where you need to put everything you have now into what we call a game design document. Woo! Now, onto the next stage, the production stage. Now your game is ready to develop. First, we have the production phase. Here you will have your team with their assigned roles. The programmers will start programming. The artists will start making the assets. The writers, along with the game designers, will review the GDD, the game design document, and plan more stuff. And the business guys will start making the marketing plan, social media posts, and to see how to get publishers or investors. And the next phase is polishing. Along with testing the game, the designers and mostly everybody else in the team will start to polish everything and start balancing the game. And last but not least, the polish phase, the very final part, where the business guys will gather the necessary equipment to ship your game. Yes. Now, let's dive into the first stage. We need to know more details, so let's begin with the pre-production stage. Now, the concept phase. The very first step of game production is literally about the whole idea of the video game. Try to start between an idea and a style of gameplay. You can, however, start in whichever point you want, ranking between a single word or even a way of doing things, just like this quick sketch that you can see right here. Now, an important thing that I need to mention is that when creating a concept for a video game, there are two ways of doing it. The main way, or the first way, is basically the industry mindset, aka a triple A game. That is basically about searching for opportunities. Take, for example, Super Smash Bros. Every Nintendo character, uh, every Nintendo character fighting in a huge world filled with portion of each Nintendo game, and that's it. A pretty good example, or so I think. Now, the other way that is considered how now the standard is the indie way. That is basically brainstorming and searching for an idea that you know you can do with what you currently have. Take, for example, Undertale. It started as a small pixel art game with a simple idea. You may or may not kill the monsters. Toby Fox, the creator, did the first build of the game by himself and pitched it through various methods, and gained the funding to make it a reality. This is the guideline we are going to use in the club, so be prepared to know everything about it. Moving on, the prototype phase. Building a prototype is always a great way to see if your idea is going to work. Some people like to first create a paper or a handmade prototype to see if it's going to work. However, we prefer to create them in using the digital way. Now, let's take a look at an example in this video. It's Zelda Breath of the Wild prototype using the very first Zelda engine to make sure the idea works. Now, as for you guys, I believe you can see the video by yourselves, or you want me to just click play and um,
I think you can go ahead and play it, unless if there's audio that's important, because sharing your whole screen doesn't let audio.
oh no, actually it's not. I just need you to see the video. That's it.
Okay, I think you can go ahead and play it on your slide, because that way the people who are watching the recording can see it as well.
Okay then. Okay, so let's look at it then. Now, So as you can see here, literally is Zelda Breath of the Wild, but using seeing it, looking at it as maybe the very first Zelda game. So yes, now that we see this quick digital prototype, moving on. Now, while creating them might be a hard work job. In this case, while creating the prototype, it is good to keep in mind that they need to be simple as possible, and it has the main idea of your game. We strongly recommend using Scratch for this purpose or construct. Yay! Now, moving on, let's talk about the pre-production phase of the pre-production stage. Now, onto the next and most important phase of this stage, the pre-production phase, it's time to create what we call a game design document, or GDD, which will serve as our main resource when we decide to start creating a game and we already have most of our ideas settled down. In this quick sample, this is a mini GDD for Guacamole. The main points we see that they use are genre, platform, market, story, and gameplay. Keep in mind these points as we are going to need them for further in the presentation. Great. Now, moving on to the next slide, we prepare a quick guideline for you to start your document. First, we have the overview, on which you will write the genre, platform, the core gameplay, that is the action or the main mechanic that defines your title. Usually we put them using flowcharts so we can see how the game flows. Next, we write the target audience and the number of players. Easy, huh? Well, this is the very first part. Moving on, the next thing is the story. Basically, you need to put your introduction and then the detailed story. Literally, just piece your story in these pages. More information on this matter on next workshops, so stay tuned. Now, characters. Here you need to put the character sheet, which is basically an adword of the character, its personality, its profile inside the story, if it's playable or a non-playable character, and so on. And as the last one, there will be a workshop focusing on how to develop correctly this matter, so stay tuned. Next, gameplay. Here you need to explain better your core gameplay using the first page, all of the mechanics you're going to use, like jumps, attacks, and so on. The type of camera you are going to use, maybe top or side view, the controls and UI or user interfaces your game will have. Next is the levels. How many levels it will contain, map of each level, objectives, enemies, items, or perhaps collectibles. You need to list them all. The more detailed, the better. Great. As you can see in the sample right here. Now the next thing is the soundtrack, that where you need to put, like in this case it will be for your musicians or the musicians in your team. You need to put your music inspirations, your audio sketches that are basically the sound effects list, or maybe if you will have like voice acting, you need to write them down there. And the final part, that is the concept art, where you need to put all your sketches, environments, maybe storyboards, and so on of all the game. Now let's go to the production stage. Now we are going to make the game. The next phase for your video game project is about gather your team or invite people to work with you. There are many ways to organize a team focused on video game making, but one of the standards is to divide it by your programming developers and your artists. In this case, as I mentioned earlier, in this case, you're going to divide them by programmers, artists, musicians, business, and writers. So yes, start assigning roles. And of course, you need to assign each team various tasks that they will develop during the stage of the video game. Since there's a lot of to do when doing a video game, we recommend you to use project management tools. In this case, like Gantt charts, where you can see it's like a calendar basically, where you can see in which part what are your team doing at what day and so on. Now the next thing is polishing, the polishing phase. Polishing is one of the most important parts of developing anything, from a movie, cartoon to a video game, a software program, and so on. This is because now that you have many parts of your video game ready, you need people or even yourself to test them in order to see if there's an aspect that can be fixed. We remind you that a bug or glitch in a video game is not seen as great aspects of an already shipped game. So basically, make your game better. Here we can see a great example of one of the most infamous books in the video game history. In this case, from Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, moving on to the next slide, the final part, the publish phase. Here your business guys need to get funding using a game publisher or even trying to publish it by yourself. A game publisher finances a video game's development, handles the marketing and release of the game, and gets the return on its sales. Basically, it's your link to the market to release your video game. Woo. Now, the next thing is going to be the activity. We want you all to start your own video game. So basically, you need to use the 3 first steps of our game design document guideline, go through each phase of the pre-production stage, and write a quick GDD to show us your idea. So, well, this is basically the engaging part. So you want to start writing it down your very first GDD, feel free to do so. Yes. Oh, and also don't forget that you can put your questions in the text chat. So I believe we can wait.
Oh, right. So Jianghu asked why there are pinned messages that says tutorials are in August. So those were like really, really early on when we were just testing out these tutorials. So don't worry, you didn't actually miss anything. Basically the same thing, but like we were just testing it out at the time with people who were in the server from like last year or like, yeah. But you didn't miss anything. Don't worry.
We are doing the activity, Mario, where you need to create a quick game design document using the first 3 steps: the overview that you can see on the stream, the overview, the story, and the characters.
Yeah, maybe just leave your screen on the slide that tells them what to do.
Okay. Oh, I just wanted to.
There's gameplay levels, soundtrack, art.
Yep. Oops. Here you are. Okay, we got one. It's from Diego Icasa.
Yeah, we encourage people to post it.
Yeah, do it, do it, do it. We can read them right here. Oh, Angela. Uh, does everybody already got like their project themes, or they are still like looking for? Oh, okay. Thank you, Diego. Okay, so maybe the GDD could help you gather more like themes, so you can like pitch them literally your game. For example, Diego has already got his mini GDD, so you can like talk about it, and if people are interested in it, then they can like join you. So it's good.
So, and Guia's asks, is the recording of this going to be available to non-members? This one, yes. After today, the recordings are going to be restricted to members only. So, as in like the tutorials going on after this. So, like the launch party and this tutorial, they're going to be free for people to watch. Should apply to be a project lead. Okay. Fair enough. So we have 4 more minutes before we reconvene.
Yes.
Daisy and Kyle, if you guys are not AFK right now, can you check the Twitch stream and see if there are any questions that we have not answered?
For this one, we were just recording it instead of doing it on Twitch because there was no limit on how many people we could have in the.
Oh, okay, cool. So all the questions are here. Gotcha.
Yep. And I currently have the recording. Hopefully, it's currently looking at the chat at the moment until we continue on. Yep.
Nice.
I noticed there was a small error, like just a few seconds in the video will have audio but no video for 1 second because of an encoding thing. But it's fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just letting people know who are watching. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
If you want me to repeat like any specific part of the presentation, I can do that. Just...
I think it's fine because it was during the part where it was just on the slide start your own video game. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Has anybody else come up with a game design idea? Can post it in the chat if you'd like.
You can even like just do the story, or at least a quick story introducing us your game, and that's it. We can think of characters here. Okay, okay, Sophie. Oh, I see. You want to have more time? Maybe 5 more minutes, Kevin? And
All right, yeah, we can go until 7:55.
okay.
I see Gwen typing too, so we're excited. Aw. Yeah, the cat. Cats are cute. Nice, nice.
Oh, yes, yes, you can do that, Gwen.
Oh, Steve, no, you're not missing anything right now. We're currently just waiting for people to finish up with their game design document ideas. And then they'll be sharing it. We'll go over it a bit, and Jorge's going to move on with the presentation.
Yep.
Hopefully. Yes, rip. All right, take care, Steve.
Bye, Steve. Thank you for attending.
Yeah, and the recording's gonna be up in an hour or two, so you'll get that too.
Nafis45 asks, where will the recording be posted? I think we'll be posting it both here in the tutorial text chat and also in the, probably in the promos channel as well. Pretty soon, we're going to be posting our launch party video as well. Yeah, bear with us on that. It'll be up there as soon as we have it ready.
All right, it's 7:55. Let's reconvene.
Yep. Looks like Gwen's got to go too. But thank you for coming, Gwen.
Thank you for coming, Gwen. Okay. Well, while the others are posting their game design documents, or at least the idea, let's read the GDD from Diego Icaza. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yep, go for it.
Excellent. Okay, so so your game, it's a farming game made for mobile. Your target users are people that can only spend very little time. Okay, let's call them casual gamers then. The core gameplay is a 32 by 32 grid. You can sow plant plants. Additionally, you can sacrifice a spot to add some machinery, watering plant machine or stuff. The whole point is to just spend a bit of time administrating your farm while you wait for the bus. And the story is you're a normal person that died, okay, that died and got transported into a fantasy world. You try to live your day-to-day life in a strange world while trying to survive and accomplishing your original life goal of retiring and living as a farmer. Oh, okay. Okay, we got one then. What are my thoughts on this one? Uh, I just read the Stardew Valley Isekai. Okay, I believe you have like everything, or at least almost everything settled down. You have your target, you have your core gameplay, you have your, I guess, your main mechanic that is basically plant plants, and you have your story. I believe you can work on that and maybe extend your game design document on once you have your project theme. I believe. I don't know if maybe Angela or Kyle have any other thoughts on this idea.
I would play it.
Yeah, the same here.
Excellent.
I think we have another one from Kevin.
Oh yes, I got it. Okay, then Kevin. So let's read then yours. Your RPG game, the overview. It's an RPG game aimed for PC. Your core gameplay is a top-down pixel art RPG. Animations will be done through 3D models rendered at a lower resolution through a custom software developed by us. Wow, okay. And not only does this upfront eliminate work, but it also give us opportunity to implement dynamic lighting to our sprites, resulting in a truly immersive pixel art experience. Well, that's a really good selling point. You should write that down. And most of our visuals will be automated, allowing us to spend less time grinding assets and more time drawing concept art and building out world for a truly outstanding experience. You talk like a marketer. That is really good. A focus on ambient and inspiring environments. Maybe okay. Your references are Breath of the Wild style, sound design, and map design. Okay? Souls-like combat with 3 different combat styles slash their combinations. Dodging, rolling, blocks, parriers, magic abilities, range abilities, depending on your preferred build. A focus on dynamic combat with AI that only telegraph with its motion. Wow, okay. Less ground enemies and more larger scale opponents suited to teams or experienced players. Open world exploration. Players can go anywhere at any time, regardless of their level. And the lore will be mostly non-linear, with different quest lines and world building. Multiplayer rates. Wow, you have a lot of ideas for this game. Your audience is E for everyone, and it's multiplayer. Wow, you talk like a really a true like technician for games and so on. You have a lot of selling points there. For example, the line that says most of our visuals will be automated, allowing us to spend less time grinding assets and more time drawing concept art and building out world for a truly outstanding experience. Literally, that could be even your first selling point for your video game, or at least if you want to pitch it. And Kyle, Angela, do you have more?
Yeah, I really like that actually. Well, first, just the animation style. 3D models rendered at a lower resolution, so then it's like a 3D model top-down kind of thing, and also pixel art. That sounds absolutely amazing to me. It's those kind of unique art styles that really make a lot of games really good. At least in my opinion, there's a lot of games with those kind of unique, like when it has a uniqueness, it makes it really awesome. And an immersive pixel art experience sounds absolutely amazing to me because I love immersive games and pixel art games. So I think that is quite excellent. Um, and also Souls-like combat, top down. That sounds awesome too. Like I don't think I've played too many games that have like top-down Souls combat, except for something like Hotline Miami maybe. But not so much. Anyway, but yeah, I think that is an amazing idea. I really do like the uniqueness in there.
Yeah, I also really like it as well. I would like from a gameplay perspective, like if you can make this happen on mobile, like holy shit, man, like I love you. Cause like I'm sorry, but I mean I have consoles, but it's not like because it's not as convenient as playing on my phone, I guess, and also I'm mobile gamer. Yeah, judge me, okay, but also,
I will.
but I also do agree with Diego that I would like more context about the story.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
I know you didn't have time to include it, but like if you can put in a captivating story, I think I would be hooked, and I would probably support.
Are you okay? You're fine, Angela?
Oh yeah, I'm just coughing because it's a joke, right? Like I'm trying to like
Okay.
yeah, like it's for humor. It's for humor. But I mean,
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
would
was a
actually
literal cough.
like pay to win, man, all the way.
Yeah, that
Give me
sounds
just down.
quite excellent, and I'm very excited to see what happens with that in the future. Hopefully, you do end up pursuing a
Yes,
game
me
like that.
too. I would love to know more about the story you thought. So, uh, okay. So, anybody else wants to post their GDD? You can like post maybe just a quick gameplay or a story or maybe a
Or
character.
if nobody wants to do it, then I guess we're gonna be moving on with the presentation.
Oh, looks like we've got people typing.
Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be shy.
GDD, you're a
Ooh,
ghost.
Cyporcador posted.
Oh, okay. So we have Sophie and Cyporcador, but let's review. Okay, Sophie is you're a ghost. Ghost goose.
Oh, I'll make that for Halloween. Yes, Halloween. Cosplay Ghost Goose. Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Yes. I would love to see that happen too. So the next one is Cyporcador. Some gameplay. A casual tile 3D game with 5 lanes. You move left, right, up, down, and change color based on what tile you land on. Okay. Avoid balls flying down the lane that are different color than you, and collect ones that are the same color. Okay. auto scrolling, so you don't keep moving up. You die and it speeds up. Okay, interesting.
I think it's going to be the type of game where I die in a lot.
Okay, yes, I was
That's really
thinking the same
but,
thing.
but I would be addicted to it anyways. And actually, you know, the fact that you mentioned that the tiles change color, I've always liked those kinds of mechanics. Like, I remember in high school, I was making or helping to make a game, and we also had that feature. It was like crash course programming for me, but you know, I like changing colored tiles. Anything that's like tiles, I like. What happened to Jorge's screen?
Oh, sorry. My Discord crashed, so I need to.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no. But yeah, but that's that tile game. It sounds like a really good mobile game to me, right?
Yes.
Like those are the kind of games you always see on mobile that are real, like really addicting. So
You know, I'm waiting for the day that somebody here makes a really super duper hardcore music game where it's so insanely hard. It's like harder than Demo when you're using 10 fingers.
yikes.
Putting out that challenge for y'all. So Jay Park says, featuring Dante from
Yes,
the
okay.
Dante Crisis.
I was reading that. Yeah. That could be another selling point for that game. In any case, the tile game, as Kyle said, literally is a really good one. A really good mobile, in my opinion, too. I would love to play it. It sounds like simple, but maybe depending on the art style you want to give to it, it can be really cute also. So keep in mind that.
Yeah, and Stephanie C says, I'm very much still brainstorming, but I like the idea of using a game to teach educational concepts indirectly. Kinesthetic learning, having the player experience psych concepts, but they shouldn't even notice. I still don't know how that will happen. Should
Okay.
feel like a story-based adventure game, the name of locations as spin-offs of the psych concept names.
That is.
You know,
cool.
that is actually really cool. I dig psychological theme games. Like I love anything that has psych in it because psych is awesome.
Yep.
If you read webtoons, you should check out. I think it's called Dr. Frost, but that's a webtoon that makes use of psychological concepts pretty well. I think, but they do. It's not subtle. I think, or is it? It's been a while. I can't remember, but check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, what you sent kind of reminds me a bit of. There was a really popular indie game called Off that was released like a long time ago.
Oh yes,
Yeah, and it
yes,
was
yes.
all
That's
about
a really good
the
example.
batter and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it is.
Oh.
I don't know if it was intentionally used or like in development they were like their main goal was to teach psychological concepts, but that's the kind of game that people really liked, and it had some really deep psychological meaning that kind of made you question life. Yeah.
You know what? There's actually a mobile one too that like I just remember there's a mobile game called Alter Ego. I don't know if any of you have heard of it or have downloaded it before. It came out like I think a couple months ago. I mean, of course I downloaded it, but Alter Ego, man, like if you answer those questions honestly, it's kind of terrifying how accurate it can be. I had like existential crisis at like 4 a.m., but you know that's okay.
Oh no! Someone Googled Off, and the first thing they came across was. It's funny that there's even art like that because the game is so like psychologically painful. Anyway, yeah, but
I dig webtoons. You know, I love webtoons.
Oh.
Don't mind me, Liz. I have not actually seen that pic before. I mean, I was reading Dr. Frost when it came out, like initially, but yeah. Anyways, like Alter Ego is a good mobile game to check out. And I mean, it's like one of those like sort of, is it Idle? I think it might be Idle game, but like, it's also pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. So Jorge, if your screen is ready, we'll finish the presentation.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I was going to write in the chat the games we talk about.
Oh, okay.
Like for reference,
Mm-hmm.
for example, all of Alter Ego is called right.
Yeah, Alter Ego. It's a mobile game.
And what was the other one?
Oh, the other one was a webtoon called Dr. Frost.
Okay, Dr. Frost. Okay, I believe I read.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, excellent. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to share my whole screen again. Just give me a second. Please don't die.
Praying to the Discord gods every time.
Yes, it's like an adventure. Okay, we are set. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep. See you cycling through all the slides. Keep going.
Yes, sorry.
That's fine. All right.
Okay, so let's close then this workshop. So now that we reviewed some of your games, we encourage you to keep developing your GD as the year progresses, since you will need that for your games, or maybe you can even do it for just start your own like personal project. It could be like a really good way to start it. So
If you want help, you should totally sign up for a project team here. Oh wait, you can still talk about the other parts, in your presentation.
okay. So no, sorry.
Yeah, I just meant like closing it as like moving on.
Yes.
Let's
So
keep
now, just for closing, then let's conclude this workshop. So we at UBC Game Dev hope you like this workshop we developed just for you. Yes, that are eager to start understanding how the video game production works. And of course, we hope you keep developing and making your video game idea better and better. So, as we always said, always keep gaming. And thank you so much.
Yay! Are you not going to talk about production stage and activity then? Or sorry, oh wait, you did. Never mind.
Yeah, right.
I was on the wrong page.
All right. I think
Yay! Everybody give Jorge a round of applause.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jorge.
I
That
think
was
we
awesome.
also have a feedback form.
Yes,
So don't go. We want you to fill it out so that we can get a better idea of how to do these tutorials in the future. Yes, virtual round of applause.
Yes, thank you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you in the text chat the feedback form, please. If everyone can like fill it, and so we can see how we can improve our workshops, or to see if I stay in the club. So
No, don't worry. It's not that
give me a second.
that crucial.
Oh, I'm going to.
Uh, but I think I'm going
Okay,
to
here
end the
you are.
recording here. So if you were
I'm
watching
going
the
to stop
recording, thank you
streaming.
so
Okay.
much.
Yep.
And I will see you guys later.